Okay, one more example that I would like to do on your review. This is going to be practice 2 that's labeled. Okay, so practice 2. The easiest way to do this is to actually extend your lines. So even though it looks like a trapezoid, trapezoids have parallel bases, and so we know that these lines are parallel. To help us see the relationships better, I like to extend the lines. And so if I extend these lines out, okay, and then I extend my transversals as well, okay, hopefully you can start seeing some of the relationships a little better. So if we just extend them out. And then I like to highlight my parallel lines a different color. So my parallel lines are going to be pink in this case, because that'll help me see in between. So remember, if something's inside the parallel lines, it's interior. And so if I'm inside, like the sandwich, then I can see those a little bit better. So again, this situation, it's easier to cover up some of the information first, okay? And so, for example, if I cover this up, okay, I can see that I've got parallel lines and I do have a transversal right here, okay? And so the reason this is important is because I'm not looking at all the information at once, okay? And if you look, this information is actually really beneficial because both of these are Y. If they weren't both Y, like if one was X and one was Y, you might want to start somewhere else. But in this case, they're both Y, and so this is a good starting point. And so we're going to have, we've got parallel lines, right? And we have a transversal this way. And so this angle and this angle, they're side by side, meaning they're same side interior because they're inside the parallel lines. If you remember, same side interior, or another name for it is consecutive, they are supplementary. So they add up to be 180 degrees. So the way I'm going to set this up first is going to be 2y plus 4y equals 180 degrees. Okay? And so then from there, I'm going to combine like terms on the left side. And so I'm going to get 4y plus the 2y, that gives me 6y equals 180. Divide both sides by 6, right? And so my final answer for y then is 180 divided by 6, and so we get y is 30 degrees, okay? So what that means is the variable is 30 degrees. That does not mean this angle is 30 degrees, okay? This angle, if we wanted to know the angle, it would be 30 times 2. So this angle is actually 60 degrees, okay? And then if we wanted to know this one down here, well, we know that 4 times 30, because y is 30, right? And so 4 times 30 is 120. So this would be 120. And then you can ask yourself, does 60 plus 120 equal 180? And if it does, then you were right. You did it right, okay? So that was just for y. Now we've got x's over here. And so I've got to look at this a different way. I'm now going to cover up that one. Okay, and you'll see I have a different transversal now. And so if I want to make that a different color maybe, right? And so it's going to go kind of like this. Okay, and so I'm going to ignore this other information. And so I have my parallel lines, and I've got the green transversal. And so if I look at the two things now, they are inside the pink, so they're interior angles. They're on opposite sides of my transversal, so they're alternate interior angles. And so you should remember that alternate interior angles are equal to each other. So in this case, to find x, we're going to set it up as 3x equals 5x minus 20. Okay? So if I subtract 5x from both sides, I get negative 2x equals negative 20. Divide both sides by negative 2. And so in this case, x is 10 because you get negative 20 divided by negative 2. So x is 10. Okay, so you had to separate it. Sometimes it's easier to cover up some information so that you can see it. So we could see that this and this were alternate interior angles, and I know that alternate interior angles are congruent. They're equal to each other. So I'm going to set them equal to each other. Where the other side, they were supplementary. So you've got to see the relationship before you can set it up. Okay, so at this point, I've given you 3 examples. I'd like you to go through the rest of the review, and then don't forget your Khan Academy is also due today. Okay, your test will be the next class period. Have a great day.